Alright, I've done about all I can with this hide. I'm starting to glue it into a smoking sack. At this point, need scissors to trim off any extra little tags, some clothespins to hold it while the glue dries, some glue. There I got Elmer's, and then here I got some hide glue, which is the same thing. Just add hot water, turn this back into glue. Then you gotta have a brush to paint it on with. Basically, you just want to take a very small bead. I'm not left-handed either. Down the very edge. That much of it's probably dried in rawhide anyway. And this is starting at the tail, working towards the neck. Basically, we want to make a airtight pillowcase out of this hide. I've done everything I can to get it soft, right down the spine, right down the middle, and up around the neck. This being a big buck, I'm probably not going to get it soft on the first braining. I might have to smoke it, come back and brain it again, and then it'll probably just soften like a dream. The rebraining, it did soften the rump end of the deer. Also, need to notice that this is the grain side inside. So in other words, when you lay this on the table, it's grain side up, and then you fold it over on itself, so the flesh side is outside. This is the flesh side here. This is the grain side in here. Alright, so I glued this hide sack together last night. I got it held it with pins and some string to the ceiling. Little eyelets. You notice this is the flesh side out. See all the lines from the veins. It's been buffed. You see little tick marks in it. Little holes that get in it, like that one is one I missed. Most of them I just put a little dab of glue on the hole itself. Let's see if I can get around here. So I just put a little dab of glue on the hole. Seal it up. Any white spots you want to be on the inside of the garment. Went all the way around it. Now it's hanging up with the neck down. It's basically just a big pillowcase. So I can just stick my hand up in there. I'm gonna put a clip right there to keep it from coming apart. I'm gonna get my smudge pot over here. Got a fire going in the fireplace for some coals, and we'll get this thing smoked. It'll be done. Alright, I want to talk to you for a minute about the smudge pot. This is basically an old milk can. Knocked a hole in the bottom in 3 places. It's an old milk can. Now this is a piece of cardboard tube, some roofing or something came rolled up on this. I don't even know where I got it, but I use it as a spacer between. This is a reflector for a little clip-on light, the light bulb in there. Basically, it's just a funnel so the smoke goes up in the hide. This is a piece of, I guess a piece of a cake pan or something. I use it the same way. Put a little tape around there to make sure everything had a tight fit. It fits on there like that. And make sure all the smoke goes inside. Now basically I'm gonna have hot coals down inside. On top of that I'm gonna put the punk wood, which is just rotten. Alright, I'm gonna go show you the punk. Alright, this is what we call punky wood, rotten. This is either a laurel or a post oak. I believe it's a laurel oak. Pond across the road, it fell down near the pond. This is how rotten it needs to be useful for what we're going to do. You don't want it to have any saps, any sugars, any pitch, anything like that. If it won't break, we're going to smash it with a hammer. You need some big chunks to smolder. You need some dust case you get a fire, you can use the dust to smother it out. And that's pretty much it. We're going to crumble up 2 or 3 pounds of this. Maybe not that much, maybe a pound, because this stuff's really super light. I'm going to take a hammer and smash it, or a rock, or whatever, our hands, break it up. I'm going to put that on top of the hot coals that goes in our smudge pot. We're going to smoke this hide. Alright, we got our punk wood pretty much smashed up. We got some dust, we got some big chunks of smolder. Got a little extra in case we don't have enough. We can smash some more up. This is the hammer I was using. It's a hip bone from a deer. Makes a really good smashing tool. Kind of weighted on the end. I'm going to take this, put on top of our coals, like I said before, and smoke this hide. Alright, I just wanted you to see that heart of coals in there. We're going to take the coals out of there, the part that's not flaming. It's just red hot. We're not going to use any of this burning wood, none of this stuff that'll burn. I'm going to take out a shovel full of that, scoop it over into our smudge pot. Alright, we got ourselves a nice little bed of coals in there. We got ourselves some chunky punk wood, some finer punk wood. We're finna put this thing together and start smoking. Alright, you see that this is just no smoke coming out right this minute. It's just red hot coals. That's just what we want. I'm going to take some of these big chunky pieces, put right on top. Try to keep all our try to keep it all on top of the coals. We want to feed our fire. I'm going to take a little bit of this finer stuff, throw on there just to get the smoke going. Clean white smoke. This laurel oak's gonna give us a nice gold color. Alright. It's a little too far from my thing. I got to make some adjustments, which means I got to put the camera down. I'll make these adjustments, get all this tightened up. You see how it went together. I can regulate my airflow by blocking the holes in the bottom of the smudge pot. And I just want to keep this smoke rolling out of here until I take color on the flesh side, which is the outside of this bag. When I start taking color on the flesh side, I can flip it inside out, smoke the other side. Alright, make some adjustments, be right back. Alright, we got this hide smoking. See the smoke seeping out of it. Actually seeping through the fibers of the skin. This is using a gaseous form of formaldehyde, which happens to also be ionic a little bit. It has some reading on the pH scale. The main thing here is to just make sure no parts are touching any of the other parts. Keep everything separated so that the smoke flows really well. We want this to be airtight, so I may have to come back and patch the little holes that are in it where smoke's billowing out. We want it to actually penetrate through the hide just like a pillowcase. See how it's coming through there? That's what you want right there. This is smoking a hide. This is the final step. After this, we take it down, wash it, and wear it. Alright, I got most of the, I think I got all the holes stopped up. Just a drop of glue around the edge of the hole. Kind of makes a little skin around it. See how I've adjusted the hide so that it hangs from the ceiling at just the right height. This is sticking up in there just, by the time you roll it around, I mean, it's just far enough to stick up in the neck and hold the hide open. It needs to stay open. Anywhere that touches, it folds on itself like this right here. Where it's touching, it's going to leave a white spot. Of course, the gas that we're using is clear, so you can't see that, but the color won't be even. It's the only disadvantage to having a hide lay on itself. With the smoke rolling out of it like this, it just, I mean, the whole thing is going to be smoke. You'll be able to take this down and wash it immediately and never have to work it again. But we're going to brain it again because it's a little stiff. right down the middle of the back. It's really not all that stiff, but I'm not satisfied with that neck, so we're probably going to rebrain it again just to demonstrate the rebraining process. Alright, we're going to let this go for probably 45 minutes. You notice I had to tie a few more strings to the ceiling to keep everything like I want it. And we'll see how far we've gone with the color on the inside. May want to smoke it longer. We'll check back in about 45 minutes. I want to point out that once you got a hide smoking like this, you do not leave it. You stay right beside it. You make sure this flame don't fire up. It will cook this into what looks like pork cracklings. Don't leave this thing unattended. You need to pee before you start this. Get your coffee, get your tea, whatever you need. Take care of it before this. Now, I just wanted to give you an example of how cool this fire actually is. I mean, I can reach my hand in here and move these coals around and it don't burn my hand. You don't want a hot fire. No heat, just smoke. Just enough heat to keep everything smoldering. Hopefully you can see that starting to flame down there. I gotta put out that flame. That's too much heat. See that? So I'm gonna take some of this really powdery stuff, smother it. Now when I put the lid back on, this thing will go back to rolling smoke. Put the lid back on it. Now smoke's pouring out again. It's really smoky in here. Hard to breathe. Never leave a smoking hide unattended. Never ever. Alright, hopefully you can tell we're getting color there. I'll cut this light on, maybe it won't. Getting color over here on the real thin spots. That means the grain side's got to be taking some color and a whole lot of tan. We've had smoke boiling in this thing for, I don't know, probably an hour now. So we're going to take it down, flip it inside out, and smoke the other side. We'll get to see what this side looks like in just a minute. Alright, you see how it took color? I had to come out here in the sunshine so you can see it good. It took color. This is actually the inside of the hide that's on the outside, so we know the outside, which is inside the bag, has got to be taking color. So I got my hand down the neck, I'll grab that leg corner right there, pull it down, grab that back corner right there. I don't smoke the inside. Alright, we got the other side hanging up and smoking. See how the smoke's permeating the skin. Had to make new fire in the bottom and bust up a little more pump. This is the actual grain side, the outside, the part we'll see right here on the outside now. Inside smoking, flesh side. Alright, it's been smoked inside and out.